Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here today. We are 5 months into our vaccination initiative here in San Diego County, and we have now officially surpassed 3 million doses being administered. We are seeing what I think is really tremendous progress in terms of the number of folks being vaccinated, the number of doses being administered, and the progress that we're making. And I think San Diegans should take a measure of pride in how far we've come. 63% of the eligible population of San Diego County residents have received at least their first dose. More than 44% have received their second dose. And those are all true things we should appreciate. Obviously, from the very beginning, the approach to vaccines was based on large superstations along with smaller pods. And the intense demand for each of those appointments in each of those spots. We spent most of the last 5 months talking about how difficult it was to get an appointment because of much greater demand than there was supply. Well, now the supply has caught up and the demand has diminished a little bit. We still continue to see high numbers of vaccines being taken every single day, but we now have to shift and adjust and pivot our approach as we administer vaccines to work to make them more convenient, to make them a little bit easier to get the folks very motivated who would drive anywhere in the county and click refresh on their website over and over and over again for hours on end. Those folks have pretty much all been vaccinated. And so a part of that shift is us now extending appointments 7 days out. We've been running about 2 to 3 days in advance. We're now extending it 7 days out so folks can plan a little further in advance. We're also shifting several of our sites to go until 8 p.m. And I will share with you in the slides, it's a location in Oceanside, Chula Vista, and El Cajon. Starting today, we'll be going until 8 p.m., or tomorrow, I believe. We'll be going until 8 p.m., and we're looking to extend others with different hours and configurations as well. And we're also shifting some resources and focus to setting up more pop-up, drop-in vaccination locations in high-traffic areas. We are working with MTS, for example, on identifying frequently high-visited areas where people, as they're moving through, might be willing to drop in and get a vaccine on their way home. We're working with senior centers, with faith-based organizations, the Elks Lodge. We're working with the Council on American Islamic Relations, looking at large gatherings and numbers of folks around the end of Ramadan. And we will have more information about partnerships for employers and businesses and way people can sign up to get on a list to have a pop-up or drop-in vaccine site brought to them in the coming days. We saw tremendous success in South Bay. Vice Chair Vargas led the effort in large part in partnership with the Otay Mesa Chamber of Commerce. They organized their members for 5 different events, over 10,000 people vaccinated, and we want to take that same model, apply it to other employers, work with other chambers, and show people how they can sign up, and we'll have details on that coming in the next few days. In terms of vaccine allotment, it's a steady stream. We're a little bit lower on the dosages this week. That was primarily the number sent to multi-county entities. What we got as a county entity remained about the same, but you'll see in the slides a little drop this week, but it's okay. We expect the numbers to increase next week. We're able to meet the need and continue to get out and work and continue to ramp up and push all of our various programs. Today's dashboard, you will see that jump up to 63% of folks received their first dose. Part of that is a jump. We did get the Department of Defense numbers, and we have been able to incorporate in their first dose and fully vaccinated numbers, along with the Veterans Administration. So those are now fully updated. We will be getting those updates from them every 2 weeks, and as we get them, we will add them into the dashboard so you can see that. And again, we want to express our appreciation to Congressman Scott Peters for him and his team for their willingness to work with the federal entities and partners to help us get access and insight into those data. It gives us a more complete picture of where we are in our county. With that, let's jump into our charts for today. Here you can see the 3 locations, vaccine clinic evening hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Oceanside, you see there Sunday to Thursday, Chula Vista Sunday to Thursday, El Cajon Tuesday to Saturday. These will all be open from 1 p.m. Until 8 p.m. And again, we are looking, we're going to assess how successful these are and look at extending these hours in other places, try and make it a little bit more convenient for folks, maybe on their way home after a long day, have an opportunity to stop in and get vaccinated, and we'll continue to assess that. We're also going to be doing more vaccine events, more kind of mobile pop-up drop-in sites. I believe our next slide here will show us a few of those that are upcoming. And again, these will all be updated on our website. We're going to be adding, I think, considerably more of these. You see one at Southwest College, Palomar Family YMCA, the Elks Lodge, Northgate Market, Mira Mesa Senior Center, a couple partnerships with the Catholic Church, Sherman Heights Community Center, Mission San Luis Rey, and others. As I mentioned, we're also working with MTS, a number of other places. And so we think this is an opportunity where we can take a site into the community, into high traffic areas, and catch some more folks. Again, the aim just to make it a little bit more convenient, a little bit easier to get in and get access to a vaccine. Let's go to our next chart. Here again, you see the dashboard. We're down a little bit this week, but when you look at those charts, I mean, what you see right there is a little drop in multi-county entities and the federal numbers. Numbers coming to us as a county relatively stable, but we expect there's going to be some ups and downs throughout, but we are still considerably higher than where we were 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, and again, we're having plenty of supply to meet the demand as we shift and pivot our approach to providing vaccines. Next on our dashboard, what you see right there is the goal population. Again, that's where we are, almost 84% of the way towards hitting our goal with first doses, and then obviously on our dashboard we also show the numbers just based on eligible population and how that is going. But again, more than 3 million doses administered, and very pleased with San Diegans and how we've done as a county in terms of reacting to this. Next one shows our case numbers. We continue to do well here. I mean, our percentage of positivity, our 14-day percentage of positivity, 1.4%, which is really, really good. Numbers are just plugging right along there, 100, 200, 150, right around there. Testing numbers going down, fewer people are getting tested. We remain, robust testing is available, but on the whole, we think that we are doing good. And then the final chart here is just the case rate chart. Again, you see us coming down almost a full point from last week, 6.4 to 5.5 unadjusted case rate, and adjusted case rate 6.2 to 5.0. Testing positivity percentage, again, this is a little bit of a lag, but we think this is good. I would say I'm not optimistic that we're going to descend below the orange tier before June 15th. It would take 2 consecutive weeks of metrics in the yellow tier, and we have a little ways to go. But throughout the duration of this, we've had relatively low case rates compared to other counties, and we continue to do very well, and we know businesses are reopening and are getting back up and running, and so we feel very good with the direction we're headed and how San Diegans are responding at this point.